Hey everybody, it's Qqcknd, and today I'm going to be doing a monthly favorites video, and normally I don't really do them because I feel like everybody does one, and why is mine so important, and who cares what I think is my favorite this month. Totally on board. But I do get a lot of requests on my Tumblr, on my Snapchat, like, what are you digging this month? Like, I do want to see your monthly favorites, so here it is, gang. And this month I had so much fun. We got into so much stuff and I'm super excited to share. And I also want to say that I want to keep my favorites like really well rounded and balanced and not just like 20 of my favorite lipsticks. So I want to cover the complete spectrum and just really tell you what I was loving this month. So first, I just want to jump off and say that we went to Pittsburgh this month and it was super amazing, super beautiful. My very first time in Pittsburgh where I could like experience Pittsburgh. So John and I went there to get some specialized parts for the Bronco. Our Bronco is an 82, so basically we need to scour the globe in order to find these rare parts. John found a part in Pittsburgh and it was a lot easier for us to drive there than to get it shipped. So we went to Pittsburgh. So while we were there, we went to this cafe that I really loved. We went there for brunch, and the person we were staying with was like, oh, you know, on brunch they have a special brunch menu, you might not like it. But we went there and I was in love. It was like tucked into this hill and you could see so many different people just waiting there trying to get something to eat. The staff was so awesome. So it was called Lily Cafe, and I got this postcard while I was there, and it's like a hard cardboard postcard, and I think this is so cool. Like, I really like this, and to just like keep it over here or something, it totally fits my vibe. And their brunch menu, and honestly I was so excited for their brunch menu because you could only pick the vegan option or the vegetarian option. So they had a full menu, but even when we got there I was like, this is a lot to pick from and I've never heard of this place, I don't know what to get. But I got the vegan brunch and it was so good. It was like French toast with a little bit of sausage and a salad, and I got a coffee and it came with a juice. It was so good, and I remember everything, plus I got a slice of banana bread and I got the postcard, and with tip was under $20. And that's including John's meal too. I loved it. There was like some street art and some outside seating and inside seating, and I just had so much fun. It was seriously like nestled into this hill and I loved it. John and I took my little brother to Pennhurst Asylum, which is this really awesome haunted house, which is just honestly an abandoned asylum, and for October and whatever, the whole town comes together and they transform it into a haunted house. I had so much fun at Pennhurst, and honestly I was like, haunted houses are expensive, haunted house is a gimmick, blah blah blah, like whatever pessimistic thing I'm thinking about that day. But we bought the tickets early online and it had rained that day, but it stopped raining around 6 o'clock, and then we drove out there and it was probably like a 2-hour drive from Philly to get to Pennhurst. We got caught in traffic. I don't know how long it normally takes everybody, but honestly it was so cool. Because once we got to the town it was in, it was really just like a small like hill town, and there was just a traffic sign that said, you know, this way to Pennhurst Asylum. We followed the traffic sign, there's no street lights, there's no more indicators, there's no cell service, so we're driving down this winding road and we're in the Bronco, and John is like, I think I should turn on 4-wheel drive, like this is really scary, like all these hills, all this loose gravel. And then we kept going, and when there was a barrel fire, and I was like, that's scary. And then we parked in a field, and I guess because of the rain, there weren't a lot of people. But in my mind, I was like, so are we dead? Are we dying? So we park in this field, and it's still like a 1/4-mile walk to the asylum, and it's pitch black. The trees are like circling you in this like natural sort of maze kind of thing, and there's still like concrete and stone structures, and then another man with a barrel fire who's like, have a nice time. So my brother and I are already freaking out, like screaming, And John's like, whatever guys. Honestly, the entire ambiance, even leading up to Pennhurst, was incredible. Like, so happy, would have paid full price, like, loved it. So on our way out, I grabbed this mug as like my memento. And like Pennhurst definitely had like t-shirts and stuff you could buy. They had this whole photo setup where you could make it look like you were giving birth to like a little devil baby. But I think the photos were $30 and John was kind of already like, yo, we each paid $30 and we paid for your brother. Like, no photo of the devil baby. So my brother and I, like, in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, the convenience store is Wawa. And Wawa is life. There's 7-Eleven, that's fine. I'm not going in 7-Eleven. I'm going to Wawa. Wawa is life. So the further out in Pennsylvania you go, all the Wawas are called Sheetz. And they're not owned by the same company, but they're kind of like the same spiel, like little deli kind of fast food, grab a soda, grab a lottery ticket, grab some cigs, like you're going to Sheetz. In between Philly and like Pittsburgh area, there's Turkey Hill. And at my high school and stuff, it was always really cool to drive out as far as you could and go to a Turkey Hill. So when we were in this middle of nowhere town where the Pennhurst was, there was a Turkey Hill. And I was like, pull over. My brother had never been to a Turkey Hill. He went to the same high school as me. I don't know what those slackers were doing, but I got this super chill, like, feminine camo mug at the Turkey Hill. My brother got one too, and we were just losing our minds. So the next thing I want to talk about may seem a little unconventional, but it's honestly something I think about all the time, and I'm so happy. And some of you may know, our plumber is like right there in my heart, and he has been coming to John's parents' house to kind of work on some of the piping in this very, very old house. And there is a lot of iron in our water, and I worry all the time about drinking it, but I live with John's parents, so it's not up to me to like cause a big fuss about like the iron in our water. And there's already like so much stuff in our fridge that I don't want to take up too much space with like a big Brita container. And then there's the whole like who used the Brita last, like it's your turn to fill it, like all this stuff. So I've been worrying about this for a while. I feel like it's like burdening my health, and honestly, I make coffee every single day with our water, and at my old coffee shop, all of the water for our coffee was put through a filtration system, and all the water here is like, gee, lots of iron in your Philly tap water. So we ordered a water filtration system for our bathroom sink. And when I finally get around to doing my room tour, you're gonna see that like we live on the second floor and it's pretty separate from the rest of the house. So I use that bathroom sink all the time as like my primary sink, and like that's where I get my coffee water and everything like that. And honestly, I feel so bad buying all these bottles of water to bring upstairs and drink and go back downstairs, get another bottle of water. Like, it's a habit I really wanted to break. So this filtration system is available on Amazon, and it's about like $79, and I filmed John installing it, but honestly, watching him, it was so easy to install, and the only thing that wasn't compatible was our walls in our bathroom are tile, which is like obviously not that common. So there's one little fixture that the pipe rests against, but John even says in the video that he's just gonna zip tie it so he doesn't have to drill through the tile. Honestly, having this filtered water in our room has like changed my life, and since it's our sink, like, you know that you're washing your face with clean water and you're brushing your teeth with clean water, washing your hair, like everything like that, which is such a big relief to me. So that is our filtration system.
As close to the drawer as it gets.
Really? Do you want me to pull the drawer out?
Yeah, pull it open. Look at that.
I just organized the drawer today too. My organization.
Well, anyway.
Would I know how to do this or not?
It's pretty simple.
Okay.
apparently there's 2 different sized nipples.
I know that life. Dunzo?
Yeah, I mean at some point I'd probably want to zip tie that to that.
It's called Nala Pure, and I can leave the link down below for like the Amazon account that we got it off of. But honestly, it's so great, and we can just, it's connected to under the sink, so all the water comes out pure. And I think it's gonna be great for when we move into our new house too. And it's supposed to last for like 10,000 uses or something like that. So I think we'll easily bring it to our next house. And it is such a convenience to be able to drink the water that comes out of your sink, because I haven't been able to in so long. And honestly, like using bottled water to make my coffee is like over the top. I can't do it. Some of you may have seen my Divers lookbook, and Avi, I'm going to talk about how much I love Joanna Newsom's album, but I did get a couple questions about the ring that I'm wearing in the video, and this ring is from Knot Theory, and John and I both have one, and I don't want to freak anybody out because I get questions, I swear, daily, like, are you guys married? Are you going to get married? Who is that? It's John, and John and I are each wearing promise rings, and I don't want to freak you out, but this month we really had like a big talk about like our future and what's going to happen, and I kind of brought up that like some of John's friends have been together longer than us, and like they're not married, and it might be weird if like we're getting married first, and it might seem eager, and like him and I both have so much on our plate right now that we're both just like, all right, you're the one, but I have to do this really quickly. I can't like plan this whole wedding. So John and I are both wearing promise rings right now, and what I really like about the promise ring is that it is it's made of silicone, so it's really flexible. And that's really great for us because since John is a carpenter, I feel like it would be really dangerous if he is wearing like a metal ring on his finger, especially at work, and he's like washing his hands a lot and everything like that. And since this ring was only $20, if he's really into something and it comes off, like if he's cutting wood and it slides off and stuff, he doesn't have to worry about like protecting it because we can just order a new one and it's great. And the inside is inscribed with this little, it says truly, madly, and deeply, and then it shows the little Knot Theory symbol. So I just have those and I think they're great. And my aunt recently told me a story about how she couldn't get her wedding ring off, and you know, you get used to it, it's on your finger for 10 years, whatever. She said that her knuckle on her finger had grown past the width of her ring, and she had to have it removed by a jeweler. And all of that makes me nervous, and people have told me before, like, oh, you know, you could get it tattooed on your finger or something like that, but I think that this is such a great solution. So I can leave all the information like down below, because for $20, like, I think a promise ring is great, and I don't think it's cheesy. I think that it's important to me, and you know, it kind of satiates a little bit of questions like, what are you guys doing? What's going on? Having a little ring on our fingers is kind of just like, oh, they got it. And I like can take a breath. Some of you guys know I have a vlog about it that I went to New York City this month, and I had so much fun with my friend Alex, and we got tattooed at a tattoo benefit, and I thought that that was super cool. Apparently they raised $14,000 for Bring Back the Night, which is a super cool organization to check out. So after we went to the like tattoo fundraiser, I was originally in New York to start to get work done on my cover up on my arm. I have had some laser removal sessions done on my arm, and now it is time to bring it all together and start to get my tattoo redone. You can see right here that this rose is now red, and it is healing, so I'm not going to show too much of it, but that is being done by Mark Cross, and I've been getting tattooed by Mark Cross for a couple years now, and now Mark Cross has opened up his own tattoo shop called Rose Tattoo. I absolutely love it. It is in Brooklyn, and it was so easy for me to get to, and Mark actually gave me this t-shirt that says Rose Tattoo on it, in this like really cool font with like this rose stencil right there. I'm so happy that Mark has his own shop now, and it's like completely representative of him, and I think it's super great. So I'll leave a link to their website, but I love this shirt. I think it's so simple and so cool, and just like, I like that it's not like a picture of a tattoo or anything like that. It's just simple rose tattoo, boom. Super excited about the response that came from my safety tips to keep you alive video, where I mention my RoboCop human grenade, and I just have this right here attached to my purse like this. And if you missed that video, I talk about sound grenades and how you can use it in place of pepper spray just to keep yourself safe. So this is my RoboCop sound grenade, and I was so excited and I got such good feedback that I just wanted to talk about it one more time in my monthly favorites. So with this device, if you feel like you're in trouble, or if there is a pack of dogs, if you're hiking and there's a bear, if you're lost, or you know, you need a feeling of security, instead of, you know, pepper spray, you would pull the tab out of your RoboCop and it will release a really loud sound. I think it's 120 decibels of sound will come out and startle your attacker, bring attention to you. You can scream for help. And I really like this. The way I keep it attached to my bag is if something happens, I can just pull the blue away from my bag, and that's when the sound will come out. I brought this to New York. I keep it on my bag every single day. And RoboCop wants to thank everybody for the response for my video, and they actually gave me a promo code, and the promo code is $5 off of your little robot, and it is THANKSPHILLY. I think it needs to be in all caps because someone told me it didn't work, but I think all capital letters, THANKSPHILLY, will get you $5 off of your RoboCop, which I think is really great, and I think he's like cute, and I like that he's on my bag. I get a ton of questions about him, and I'm always excited to have a conversation about personal safety, and honestly, I feel so great with this being on my bag. I feel 100% safe. So again, I just wanted to mention this one more time and kind of talk about it a little more in depth, and that is RoboCop sound grenade, and I will leave a link down below, and I will write out the coupon code for anybody who is interested. So thanks again, RoboCop, for the $5 off, and keep yourself safe with your little sound grenade. So the last two things I want to share are, quickly, I want to go over Joanna Newsom's Divers CD. I love it. When you open it up inside, you see her and like, what is that, a parrot? Like, I think that that's amazing. And then the back cover just has her like super spooky in the clouds, and it is just so many good feelings. I'm freaking out. So some of you may know that I am going to be following Joanna Newsom on most of her tour. I'm going to the Brooklyn show by myself, so let me know. I shouldn't have said that, but let me know if you're gonna be there. Say hi to me beforehand. Philly, Pittsburgh, maybe DC, and definitely Chicago. I'm gonna be staying with my homegirl. It's gonna be sweet, but I love this CD so much. It's definitely worth checking out. If you don't want to buy it, there's some great songs on YouTube to check out. I think Leaving the City is one of my favorite songs on here. Divers is such a good song, the single from the album. And You Will Not Take My Heart Alive, so good. And I love the final song, Time as a Symptom. I think it's amazing. I love all the songs. You can find music videos for a couple of these too. And I think that's great. I love Joanna, so good. And I think the album isn't like a lot of her other stuff. It's very unique and different. I would say it's a little bit of East and a little bit of Have One on Me together for that trademark sound that you love from Joanna. Finally, I want to share what I've been watching on Netflix this month, and I am in love with this show, Monumental Mysteries, and it is so good. So sorry, under my nail is spray paint. It's not like pudding, it's rose gold spray paint. So I love this show. So if you click on it there, look at the rating. Like, that is the only piece of the star. So what I really like about this show is And when John put it on, I was like, I'm not watching this snooze fest, what are you doing? But it's actually really cool. It takes all of these monuments around the world that you would normally just like walk past, overlook, assume they have no meaning, and it goes into the mysteries behind the monuments. Like, there's the Hindenburg Monument, and there is this one monument for this one Confederate spy woman, and there were a couple monuments that were in Philly, so that was great because I never even knew about like what they really meant. Like the Rocky statue in downtown Philadelphia is one of the most visited monuments in the country. Found that out through the show. Because as locals, we don't care. We don't go to it. But so there's the Rocky statue, and apparently Rocky was based off of just this man who lived in New Jersey. Never really got any sort of all of the stuff is based off of him, and he never really got too much recognition. Like, the statue is not of him, the statue is still of Rocky, but it's still great, and like, it's really cool to figure out what all that stuff really means. Like, there is one statue of a sleeping woman in downtown Manhattan that is based off of two people who passed away on the Titanic. That's crazy. I love the mystery aspect because what are all of these monuments? I think it's great. So these are my monthly favorites. I hope it was really well-rounded and kind of give you some insight on what I love this month and what I'm into and what I'm digging right now. And yeah, let me know were any of these things your favorites or what you are loving this month. Have you watched this on Netflix? And what you'd love to see in next week's monthly favorites. Give this video a thumbs up if you want me to continue with this series, and I'll leave all the information about everything down below. I really have to get better about doing that, but I love you guys so much. Thanks again, and until next time, bye!